Hello guys, you're welcome to Just for Women Africa. My name is Olaleko Amosa, the founder of Just for Women Africa. And don't forget to hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend who knows a friend about Just for Women Africa. And today we are at Theia Coffee House, where we host our clients who come over and shoot their videos. And today we're with one of the co-founders of Theia Coffee House. I know you're a bit confused, but don't worry, you get your answers before the end of the show. All right, so welcome everybody to the show. Welcome, Lana.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you. Before we get into knowing about you and Theia Coffee House and all, I'm sure our viewers are confused. So let's try and clarify that. Can you tell us how you're Ghanaian and how you are African?
Okay. Well, thank you and welcome, Accra.
Thank you.
I am Ghanaian because I am third generation, originally Lebanese from the coast in the north of Lebanon. I grew up in Ghana. I went to school in Ghana. I went to GIS and I went to Lincoln. My formidable years and everything, about my identity was shaped in Ghana. And and I just to tell you a bit about myself, I left Ghana when I was 17 for university, and I worked for 20-something years. And then I came back in 2011 with my family, my husband, and I have 2 kids.
Okay.
Because I wanted to maybe go back to the nostalgia of your childhood. Yeah. Maybe also capitalize on, we have a family business. We had a family business in Ghana. My family was still here. So, yeah, a bit of everything. I wanted my kids to have the fantastic childhood that I had.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. That's interesting. Before the show, you were telling me about how your father came to Ghana during the time of the Gold Coast.
My grandfather.
Your grandfather, yeah.
My grandfather came to Ghana on. It's one of those stories that one day I'll write a book about.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Because nobody's ever written about this aspect. So my grandfather came to Ghana because his brothers came before him on a boat on the way to America.
Okay.
And they landed in Cape Coast.
Okay.
And the ships, I don't know who they are, they told them, well, you're in America. You can get off the ship now. So they got off the ships and they settled in Cape Coast, and they came to Accra. Some went to Kumasi, Takoradi. My grandfather came to Accra with his brothers, and they established the first cinemas in Ghana and in West Africa, I believe.
Okay, that's interesting.
Orion and Opera. And
oh wow, those are.
I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah, I've seen them around.
Yeah. So they were the first cinemas with plastic chairs.
Wow.
And it was, I think, quite new to West Africa. They were industrious. My father and his brothers also stayed, and then I grew up here, and I brought my family back here. And I think I call myself a diasporan Ghanaian, a lot of us are coming back because we want that quality of life and that identity and that sense of family and that sense of you can do what your dreams can come true.
Exactly.
And everywhere else, it's really nice and comfortable to live, and I've lived on several continents. But there's something truly authentic about being in Ghana. You're close to the earth, you're close to nature, and that's what we try to do it there.
Okay.
I think it embodies everything.
All right.
Of why I came back and what there is.
Okay. So far, you're enjoying being back?
Yes, definitely I am.
Okay.
I continued to work a bit in my domain, and then I ventured into entrepreneurship, and it's been interesting. It's not easy. Sometimes I think it's better to be an employee because then you get your salary.
I know.
You get to close the door, go home, enjoy your family. When you're an entrepreneur, you don't sleep at night because you have commitments, and also because you truly want this to work. And if you're passionate about it, then you can't sleep. So
that's true. That's definitely true. Definitely true. All right. So when your grandfather, great grandfather came to Ghana, what year was that? Do you know?
I think it was in the 1920s. Yeah.
1920s.
Yeah, maybe 1923.
Oh, that was way back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move down to the present.
Yes.
We are at the Theia Coffee House right here at the airport. It's a lovely space you have.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So can you tell us how you came about owning or creating or wanting to establish Theia Coffee House?
Okay, so this idea of having a coffee house / artistic cultural space was something that my husband and I, he's the other co-founder, have had since we met, actually. So it's been a dream, and we've always said when we retire, this is what we want to do. But it so happened that the opportunity was there, and we both needed an office.
Okay.
And the space was available, so we thought, why not use this as our office, and at the same time open up a space that people can also share as their office too. So it's a work hub, and you have a lot of startup entrepreneurs like us, a bit younger than us though. We're a bit middle-aged startup entrepreneurs at this point, because we came at a time where we were already in our 40s to Ghana, came back. So we're startups, and you see a lot of men and women who come and work here, who meet up, sometimes not just to work, but to connect and to network. So this space came about because we wanted our own space. We wanted a sanctuary. We wanted somewhere where we're close to nature. We wanted somewhere where we could showcase everything that Ghana has to offer. You know, when I came back to Ghana, I kept lamenting and telling my husband, where is the kelewele seller? Where is the yam seller? I want to know where they are. Why are they serving me this in plastic bottles and not in a newspaper? Where's the kayaye who used to sell us bread? I live in the same compound that I lived in when I was 10.
Okay.
So, on the same street, and the street has changed. And the people around us have changed. Like, they're mostly offices. We're probably the only residential structure on the street, an airport residential. And Theia is right behind our house. So I've lived in this area, it means a lot to me, but I've always felt, where are the trees? Where is everything authentically Ghanaian? Why can't I buy my favorite chocolate around the corner anymore? Because there is no corner store. Or there is one, we buy from her. But I mean, where are all the things that are authentically Ghanaian? Why do I have to buy from a fancy supermarket? I buy my vegetables. Our team goes to the market to buy the vegetables once a week from Makola. We have somebody who brings us like fresh arugula rocket from his garden. He comes on a bicycle.
Okay.
Why not go back to the authentic things and also give back to people who really need it? You know, to engage with your community. And I think that's something that Theia is all about. It's about engaging with your community. It's about empowering people if you can. I mean, you'll see my husband and I connecting people across tables. Or people who come here and are so comfortable will connect themselves.
Okay.
And women feel very comfortable being here because it's not a place where you can actually approach someone because you want to. They always tell me, we feel so comfortable spending our whole day here because we know that, we won't be approached in a negative way. But they know they're here and are working. And so I think it's that kind of sense of community and supporting artists. We have a lot of nice, we curate the paintings. It's just something we love. Anything positive, anything that attracts us, we put it in our space. And then the artists, we had an artist sell so many paintings last week to a visitor who lives in the States. And we introduced them and, they shared on each other's platforms. It's all about that networking beyond Ghana. So, and to showcase everything that we have in Ghana. But sometimes we take it for granted. Actually, most often we take things for granted.
Exactly, living life, walking around, good health. We'll take our things for granted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, just to clarify, so international users who are not in Ghana, you mentioned kelewele. Kelewele is actually fried plantain. And she mentioned Mokola. Mokola is actually the business district, central business district in Accra, where you want to go. There are a lot of offices there, the shops there, the market women are there, so that's actually Mokola. All right, so how did you come up with the name Theia? And why did you use the name Theia Coffee Shop?
So my husband and I wanted a name that like embraced Mother Nature.
Okay.
My husband is a photographer, and he's also very artistic in that sense and loves nature like me. So we wanted something like that, but we didn't want it to be a cliched Mother Nature. So we looked and we did some research. Theia is, in Greek mythology, is the goddess of light and beautiful things.
Okay.
She's also the mother of the sun, moon, and stars. So you can't get any closer to Mother Nature than that. And if you look it up, Theia is a goddess, and you can see her, a very proud goddess with very big hair like me. So yeah, we wanted something, and also Greek mythology is very close to our heart. We come from the Mediterranean originally.
Okay.
So, and as you can see from our garden, the foliage is very close to the Mediterranean. So the grapevines, it's something that we tried to grow, and then we have grapes, and we have a grape mojito that you can have here. It's also, whatever we choose to grow here, the fig tree, the grapes, the passion fruit that are growing abundantly, it's also part of the experience of showcasing that Ghana's soil is so fertile. When people come here and they say, so how do we have grapes in Ghana? This is crazy. Who did this landscaping for you? And we say, we did, and we bought it off the side of the road. Some people think it's a bit odd. They say, why don't you say you had a fancy landscaper? And I say, no, but that's not who we are.
Exactly.
That's not, we are, and I even give people the number of the guy who I bought the grapevine off of, and we sold them here for a bit because people kept trying to cut our, our grapevine, and I was going crazy.
I tried that, yeah.
And I was like, no, please don't do that. We'll get you, then you try. So we try, and you know, everything that we've grown here has flourished. And this is to tell you that there's so much potential in Ghana, so much. And again, we take it for granted. Even growing a plant, we take it for granted.
Understand that.
Yeah.
That's really an interesting story, how you came about the name.
Yeah.
Okay, so what year did you actually start Theia Coffee Shop?
We're 2 and a bit years old. So we started right before COVID. That was tough.
That'll be a question I need to ask you exactly, which are actually on how COVID has affected the business till now.
You know, we're thankful and grateful because we have an outdoor space.
Okay.
So that's, I think, saved us because people were not going to work in their offices anymore. So you'll see businessmen who have actually decided to use this as their office, and they meet people here and they do things. And that saved us. The indoor space, we used to have cooking classes, but we had to modify that because people don't want to be indoors. We do have a beautiful indoor space if you feel comfortable enough to sit indoors, but we don't switch on the AC unless you ask because we open the windows for ventilation. You know, we've had to modify our life, but so far it's been good. I mean, we're blessed to have the outdoor space. That I think was what saved us.
Yeah, I mean, with COVID, everybody had to change things, and like you said, open the windows, make it outdoor spacious and all that. Okay, so you started Theia like 2 years ago. What has been some of your challenges in running Theia?
I'm going to be really honest. I think the most difficult thing for me personally, because I take things quite personally, was that unfortunately there's a lot of copy.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of copying in this industry. You know, I don't come from the hospitality industry. I come from a very structured work environment. I used to work for the UN. So for me, it was about, these are my tasks, these are my deliverables, and you know. In the hospitality industry, it's very competitive. We have had to be very creative, and we are creative. So when somebody copies us or snatches one of our staff, which happens often, unfortunately, then we have to build, and we have to be like the bulldozers and say, you know what, it's fine. We'll come up with something new. You know, it's fine. We'll find new stuff. You know, but it's not easy. Especially, you know, we have a very solid core team who are like family, and that's so important because we're not a chain cafe. We're somewhere, and we don't want to be. We are somewhere that you come and feel like you're at home, which means that the whole team has to feel that way themselves. So we have a very, an excellent core team we're trying to build up. It's not easy though, because people have to be embraced into the team. So we're still building it up. We'd like to extend our hours. We'd like to have more events because it's an event space. But we need to have more people on our team. So if you are interested, please join us. We're looking for and I keep saying when we meet people, I say you don't have to be a barista or a chef. You can learn. If there's a passion, we're willing to teach you.
Okay.
Because I'm not a hospitality person. I didn't study hospitality, but I have a passion and I'm a foodie.
No, that's nice.
So yeah.
Okay. So when staff come on board, you're willing to train them and all that. Have you ever had to turn down the staff who came in from the interview and doesn't fit your profile?
No, we've never told anyone you're not good enough.
No, that's nice.
We don't believe in that. But people tend to leave because they don't feel that they fit in. Because there is a work ethic, that it's kind of been cultivated with us, in 2 years. And if they don't fit in or they're not willing to go that extra mile, then they will just leave. But we've never told anyone to leave. It's not something that we've done.
So, yeah, that's interesting.
But we're hoping to get young people, students who are willing to learn, university students who want a job during the day. We're willing to teach them happily, and our team is excellent. And what's a lot of fun is that we create things together.
Okay.
So, for example, we can do a smoothie, and then one of the baristas will say, try this, and then we'll say, no, let's add that, let's do that. Everything that we do is very unique. And this is why when the copycats come in, I'm like, hey, that looks a lot like what we do. But, then I'll create something new and think that's fine. And I'll remove it from the menu and I'll say, no, I don't want to do that anymore. So it is very competitive. And, also maintaining our prices has been a challenge.
Okay, well, because of
increases
in raw materials
and everything. And we do use local ingredients and local products, but even those prices have increased.
Okay.
So that's been a challenge. So we always have to, in everything that we do, we have a hot meals menu, for example, and it's a fixed price. It's 60 Ghana cedis. So we have to make sure that platter stays within that range.
Okay.
And with everything else, we've had to. That's been, I have to say. Everywhere in the world. It's not just in Ghana. Everywhere in the world, inflation has, impacted,
exactly.
especially small businesses like ours. But we don't believe in increasing a lot because we don't want to lose our clientele. And they are middle class, I would say, and then, in their 30s maybe. And then also the businessmen, sometimes they come in the evenings, to chill out, have a cigar, have a whiskey.
Okay.
That happens too. We do a lot of bachelorettes and, events. And so we try not to, we want to stay within our range. Let's put it that way.
Okay, that's it. Okay guys, you're still watching Just for Women Africa. Don't forget hit subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and tell a friend who knows a friend about Just for Women Africa. And today we're at a lovely place, Theia Coffee House, where we host all our clients who want to do interviews. And today we're talking to one of the co-founders of Theia Coffee House, Lana. You're welcome. Right. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, what are your what type of clientele come around?
So we have a bit of different age groups, I would say, but mostly entrepreneurs and business owners in their 30s during the day, and then the evening it's a cozy place. So you have maybe people on a romantic date, or people who want to have a beer, and calm and chill out. People who don't want to get stuck in traffic in the evenings. But mostly it's a work hub and an entrepreneur's space. And what I love is that people become, just like we become friends with our clients, they also become friends as well. So if we see them somewhere, how do you know each other? Well, we met at Theia. I even met a couple who met here, and it was was amazing. They're like, thanks to you we met, because they feel so comfortable, connecting.
Okay.
There isn't any judgment. There isn't any, you just come here to work, and then if you see someone across the table, you can have a chat with them, and then you can work together, or you can go out on a date together. But it's in a safe space that is respectable, that is in a green space. Everything that we do, even our menu, is very well, I mean, we think about everything in terms of, we want everything to have at least one local ingredient in it. So we'll have like the banana cake.
Yeah.
It's vegan, by the way, because we had a lot of requests. We had a lot of requests for vegan items.
Okay.
And we were very lucky because we met someone here who did vegan cake, so she taught our chef.
Okay. Oh,
which is
nice.
fantastic. So this is a vegan banana and groundnut cake.
Okay.
We added the groundnuts because this is something traditionally we eat a lot in Ghana, and the bananas are also local, and all the ingredients, the flour, the sugar, everything is local. So when people come and see this in our fridge, a vegan banana groundnut cake, they think, oh, you know, this is great. It looks like something in London. Yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
And the ingredients are not. And we're very proud to say that we do have really good quality ingredients in Ghana, so why not use them? The brownie cake is the same. The brownie cake is made with local flour, local cocoa, and we make our own chocolate sauce.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
we mix different ingredients, the cocoa,
chocolate.
we melt the chocolate.
I'm looking at it, I'm going to have a bite of it very soon.
And we use Golden Tree. This is not an ad for Golden Tree. But the reason why we use Golden Tree is because I think it's the best. Still the best chocolate.
Golden Tree, like I say, it's not an ad for Golden Tree, but I take Golden Tree. It's really lovely. Yeah. Really, and just tastes natural. Okay, so I'm going to ask him, now that you're talking about the cakes and all, I'm going to ask you, what kind of services do you offer here at Theia Coffee? Do you offer lunch, dinner, supper?
Yeah, we do breakfast starting at 7:30.
Okay.
And it's all day breakfast till 9.
Okay.
We do sandwiches, crepes, cakes, all freshly baked.
Okay.
Everything.
Freshly baked?
Yeah.
You don't carry it for, so what happens if it's not so today? What happens then?
Then we all eat it, the staff and us.
Oh, that's nice.
We're foodies. We're foodies.
Any reason why you want it fresh all the time?
Because we believe in that, because we didn't want to, most of the cafes in Accra do frozen.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And every time we'd go to a cafe and I'm not saying this to but I'm just saying it's a fact. I mean, they do frozen. They're very good quality frozen desserts that you can buy, and you just bake it, put it in the oven. But from the beginning, we decided, because at home we like to do freshly baked stuff, and we wanted to live a more healthy lifestyle, so we shifted to that. We thought, when we do open this cafe, we want to make sure that everything is freshly baked. The only thing we tried to make and we couldn't make was croissant. That was a tough one.
Really? Why?
Because it's really difficult to make. So the only thing we don't make is croissant. Okay. But everything else, the cakes, we do. You can buy a whole cake for a birthday.
Pizzas.
We used to do pizza, but you know what we discovered? People who come here are not yet. Maybe
pizza
we have to try it again. There are other options for pizza. When they come here, they want a sandwich, they want a hot meal. Okay. We have chicken escalope, we have jollof, we have stir-fried Chinese. And you know what's important about there is it's an international place. I don't like saying it's continental cuisine. It's a fusion between Mediterranean and Ghanaian cuisine with a bit of things that we like. So a bit of Chinese, a bit of
nice Chinese.
We're lucky. A bit of French, with a bit of Italian with our pasta with aubergine. Okay. All the things that we've loved eating all our life, and our kids loved eating. Through our travels, we bring it here because I think food is a connector. We are international in ourselves. My husband and I, my kids, we all feel like we belong in several places. It's not very easy to belong to several places. I belong to Ghana, I belong to Lebanon, I belong to Jordan, I belong to Canada, I belong in a lot of places. It's not easy. So this kind of brings everything together, and it makes us feel like, okay, this is a place that has all these flavors, if you want. Flavors not just in the concrete sense of flavor, but flavor as in identity, flavor as in culture. It's all at Theia. for us, and I hope for everybody else.
Okay, that's interesting. You guys are still watching Just for Women Africa. Do not forget the like button, hit the subscribe, tell a friend who knows a friend about Just for Women Africa. And today we're at the beautiful place of Theia Coffee House, right here at Airport in Ghana, and we're with the co-founder of Theia Coffee Shop, Lana. Okay, all right, Lana. So, I mean, you've been running Theia Coffee Shop for the last 2 years. You're married, you have children.
Yeah.
What is it like combining business with family, and how do you get the balance?
Well, I've come to the conclusion, approaching my 50, that you really have to make an effort. It never stops to get that balance. I haven't found the balance. I've done everything under the sun, including Reiki and yoga, and I'm a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. All these things are supposed to create the balance, the connection between the mind and the body and the soul, and so that you can have a Zen life. I haven't found it yet. I'm working there. Theia helps me to ground me. My kids one is at university, and one is a teenager still living with us. She doesn't live, my daughter's not with us now. It hasn't been easy, but you know what? I know that my kids are very proud of everything that I've done. I've always worked hard. I've always tried to maintain that balance. I even asked my daughter once, I said, do you remember that I used to come home late when you were 5?
Does she remember that?
No. It made me, because I always used to feel guilty, and I'd said, I used to come back late and your father would be traveling also, and he wouldn't be there sometimes, and you would have to spend some time with the nanny before I come home. And she said, no, actually, I don't remember. I just remember coming home and then you would be there. So I thought, you know what?
She remembers happy times.
Yeah. So maybe all those years that I felt guilty weren't that justified. Now, as a woman, I have to say that it's not easy because you always have to make sure that you take a strong stand in terms of people not thinking that you're taking advantage of the fact that you have kids. Like, I remember my daughter or my son would be sick, and I was managing a program, so I couldn't stay home with them. Not because I couldn't, because I didn't want anyone to think that because I'm a woman and a mother, that I was weak.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that is every woman's, I think, every working woman's dilemma. You want to nurture your children and you want to give them the best. And in this day and age, you want something you want to feel fulfilled as well, right?
Exactly.
You need an income, you need to be an achiever, and you want to be a role model. So I believe that women struggle to maintain the balance. I can't tell you that I've done it perfectly, but when I found out that they don't remember that I came late, that was a huge relief for me. Really it was. And I said it very honestly. I said, that's such a relief. I always used to think, what have I done? And they're like, yeah, we don't remember that. It's fine, okay. So I thought, okay, so it's good that I did persevere in that direction. But I always used to think, this job is something that I can do with kids, and this is a job I can't do with kids. I could have gone in a different direction. I used to be a journalist. And I remember even when I got engaged, my husband said, how can you pursue this 7 days a week and come back home late? It's not going to work. And I remember thinking, I can still pursue my passion, but I don't have to be full-time as a journalist. So that's what I did. I took another direction, but I still continued to write, but I wasn't working full-time in a newspaper, which is really tough. Really beautiful, but really tough. But again, you have to decide. Do you want to just be a mother and then not have that nurture with your kids, or do you want to have a connection with your kids but also pursue your career? So there's always that weighing the balance. Every decision you take, every business trip you take, you always have to think, how many days am I going?
Away from the children and all.
Yeah. I remember one of the business trips was a dream one, was a conference in Argentina, and my daughter was 4. And it was a very high level conference. And they decided to extend the stay because we didn't get to see anything. So I was like, who wants to stay? We'll stay. And I decided to go back because my daughter was very young. And I said, no, 8 days is enough. I think it was 8 days. Let me go home. Probably now she wouldn't have remembered that. But I still feel that that was me as a mother. This is my job. I've done it. Now I need to go back. So every woman goes through this.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You're still watching Just Women in Africa. Don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend who knows a friend about Just Women in Africa. And today we're at the beautiful place of Theia Coffee Shop right here in the airport, and we're talking to one of the co-founders of Theia Coffee Shop, Lana. Okay guys, let me drink some coffee, some tea while I was on the show.
This is hibiscus moringa tea.
Hibiscus moringa tea?
Yes. So even our teas, we don't do tea bags. We only do loose leaf. And we have, my husband has a passion to do, he used to work in brand development for an international FMCG company. And one of his passions is actually packaging and branding local products.
Okay.
So this is Ghana grown, Ghana brewed, and we're trying to modernize it with our little teapots, and we do presses as well.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I was going to ask you, you've been doing business for the last 2 years in Ghana. What's your perception about doing business in Ghana as a woman? Do you feel they take you seriously as a woman, or they don't take you seriously at all? Or if you're a woman in Ghana, there are standing blocks because you're a woman? Or you think it's a place where people can come, do business and thrive as a woman?
To be honest, I think Ghana is the perfect place to do business as a woman. And the reason is that I believe, I don't know if everybody will agree with me, that Ghana is truly a matriarchal society. Sorry. Growing up in Ghana, I always noticed from my friends' mothers who were business owners, and this is in the 80s and 90s, and from going to Makola, and from going to the grocery store, and then from seeing that Ghanaian women have always been entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They've just not been identified or defined as entrepreneurs and businesswomen, but they are, very much so. So on the contrary, I think I'm extremely lucky to be working in Ghana as a woman. And when people see me and they ask me, where are you from? And I say, I'm Ghanaian. Of course, I get the questions that, that's why I'm saying this is a surprise. But I truly do in my heart feel that I am, because this is home for me. I mean, you know, third generation, my kids are fourth generation now. And I'm very passionate about showcasing all that Ghana has to offer. And also, as a woman, I have to say that the women I meet here are exactly like me. Most of them are mothers. Most of them have their own businesses. I'll give you a few names. You have to interview them because they really are inspiring.
Okay.
And I think that Ghana is the perfect place. I mean, if you want to feel that you, like I said when I started off, that your dreams can come true, they can. You just have to be perseverant, and the doors will open for you.
Yeah. Also, want to back up what you said about Ghanaian women being entrepreneurial. An organization did a survey in Africa. I don't know whether I should mention the name, but maybe I'll just mention Mastercard Foundation.
Yeah.
They went around African countries doing a survey on women and their entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah.
And Ghana was ranked really high.
I'm sure.
Really, really high.
I'm really sure. And you know what's so interesting? It's that entrepreneurial aspect of every woman in baking from their homes, from baking their homes to making hibiscus and growing rocket in their garden. I have a friend who is a biomedical engineer. She's Ghanaian. She has 2 kids. I'm going to send her this video when when it's out, so she sees that I'm talking about her, because I love her and I'm inspired by her. And she has her own organic garden And she supplies a lot of restaurants, and she supplies a lot of people. She's a biomedical engineer.
Okay. Wow.
But yet, she has that entrepreneurial side. She wants to be around her boys, so she decided to do this on the side, and it's grown into a business.
Okay, that's nice.
I know another good friend who I met here, who opened her own cafe recently, and I will also send this to her. And she is also really inspiring. She loved cooking, and now she has her own cafe, and she cooks and she caters. And
What's the name?
Kimberry, Gourmet Kim.
Okay.
And Garden to Plates is the organic garden.
Okay.
So those are two Ghanaian women who I've become my good friends now, but I met them through our network here.
Okay.
Because you kind of attract like-minded people.
Exactly.
So yeah, and there's so many others. I don't want anybody to think that, but there's so many others. There's Yasmin, who comes here. She has Afro Global Radio. She's founded this radio station to help entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So these are all people that I'll connect you.
Oh, that's nice.
We're connectors.
Yeah, we'd love to have them on Just for Africa. Tell the story from the African point of view.
Yes.
Trying to, as a woman, growing the business.
Sure.
All right. So, you guys are still watching Just for Africa. Don't forget, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend who knows a friend about Just for Africa. All right. So we're about to round up. We have like 2 more questions for Lana, and from there we'll end the show. All right. So, Theia Coffee Shop has been 2 years or so old. What's the future for Theia?
Well, we hope to grow it as a community and cultural space, and as a home for startups and entrepreneurs. That's basically it. We need the staff to do that, so we're hoping, and and it will grow. And I think that network will help. As long as we help each other out. That's what this place wants to be. I mean, we just want to be the kind of place, a platform where you can feel comfortable enough to come, work, and also connect. We're both very passionate about our book and art corner, which features Ghanaian and African artists and authors. We do host meetings and host workshops when they want us to. And we wish, there's so much potential. But you just need to do it in an authentic way to showcase Ghana at all levels. Even the furniture here is made in Ghana. I mean, nice. Everything. We go into every detail so that whoever comes here
can feel the Ghanaian
can feel that, wow, this is really something that Ghana can, you have all these skilled artisans who make tables and furniture, and you have artists, and you have authors, and you have chefs. Our chef is Ghanaian. You have chefs who can cook, and you have baristas who are brilliant and who are artistic and creative. So on all levels, I hope that Theia inspires people, inspires entrepreneurs, inspires women, that they can be what they want to be. And the platform is theirs. You just have to grab it. You have to grab the opportunity. But it's there. And your question about whether Ghana is welcoming to small businesses and women's businesses, certainly 120% so.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that, because I did the research in certain things, like I said, we take for granted.
Yeah.
In some African countries, women are those free to walk around. You need permission from your husband before you can even open a bank account. You need permission before you can actually spend money.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, some of the research I did,
Wow.
I'm not sure about the countries, so I don't want to mention the countries.
Yeah.
But I can always send you the link. Yes, I mean, before you can even start a business, in the permission, and it's crazy. But Ghana is really free. I'm really free to do business, and a lot of businesses are thriving here. Okay, all right. So this is going to be my last question, and we'll be ending the show. But I know you answered it indirectly in a way while I was talking. But I'll just ask you again. Women say it's difficult climbing up the ladder. African women say it's difficult climbing up the ladder. That men put a lot of standing blocks in them. They feel that they're not getting enough seats at the table. Go to other big corporations, and the board of directors is all men and probably just one woman. They say women, before you can attain that height, men exploit you sexually. Some women does feel that it's a difficult world, but I mean, women like you and some few others have been able to climb up that ladder. And what advice can you give out to women out there who have that perception or thinking that way of thinking they have that hurdle in front of them? What advice can you give out to them?
Well, it's true. It's true. Unfortunately, it's true that it's challenging, but it's not true that you can't get there. But it's true that it's challenging. I've experienced all those things. I've experienced, all the things that women complain about in the workplace. And like I said, you always have to be on guard, always have to prove yourself. But that's okay, and it's a reality, and people have made it, and women are on the boards of directors, and they are maybe too much, so much so that now men are feeling that this is a bit too much. But it's well deserved if you work hard, and you can get. The only thing that I think I'm a bit in the debate about remuneration, that is my problem.
Right, equal pay?
Of course, because that's a huge debate now internationally.
Yeah, because I know like even the football teams around the world or in Africa, I'll say, since we're in Africa, they've complained that the men, they don't get equal pay as the men.
Women don't get
equal. So yeah, well, yeah.
Yes. And I think even when women are interviewed, there isn't that anticipation of their salary being, for example, a breadwinner in their family. So there's always that, what does her husband do? That's always the question. What does her husband do? Just to be sure that maybe their housing is already taken care of on the husband's package. There's always that perception of there's somebody there, her husband will, so let's not give her the full package. So I don't want to generalize, but there's that feeling that you always get as a woman that you're not going to be evaluated the same way as a man.
I'm tempted to ask you why, but that's going to open up a whole new conversation.
No, it's just a feeling I've always had, and especially I think there's always this reluctance as a woman because you're going to be the birth giver, right? But then in advanced countries, they have maternity and paternity leave, equal.
Yeah.
That is another whole issue that I think is also, it's a can of worms, the paternity and maternity. But I think one day it's going to happen. It has to happen everywhere in the world because it's no longer, the man is no longer the breadwinner. It's equal contribution to the household, and the woman sometimes works even more than the man because she also works at home, right? And she has to, a man can never take the role of a woman. A woman has taken up some of the roles of a man. I know that this is going to be contentious, but that's something in my personal opinion, that women have evolved over time and become more empowered, have taken up more tasks and responsibilities, whereas men have not been able to become the primary caregiver. Or maybe they have, some men have, but I think the majority have maintained their role. So the woman now has to wake up at night and, nurture her children if they were, when they're babies, and then do her household chores during the day, cook, make sure the house is clean. Of course, there are men who do this. I'm not saying there aren't. But in general, is that how this has evolved in Africa and in less developed countries? I don't know.
Interesting. There's so many questions I want to ask just from the last answer, but it's going to open up a whole can of worms. But I'll just ask one more question. When it comes to in terms of pay, do you think it'll ever change?
I think there's a lot of pressure now. I think it might, I think it might.
It might. How soon? Do you think next 10 years?
No, it won't be soon.
It won't be
soon, no. But I think it has to change because it's time. It's time, and the topic is it's a very heated debate now about equal pay. And it's not just in Africa or in less developed countries. This is global. Like people are still feeling that there is no such thing as equal pay. As much as women feel empowered, there's always that pullback. And I think it's time to change that.
Okay, you heard it all the way from Lana here at Theia Coffee Shop. It is time to change that. It's time to change the narrative. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, tell a friend who knows a friend about Just Women Africa. And, you know, we'd like to thank Lana for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
I mean, before we leave, I need to taste this cake.
Yes, you should. All Ghana cocoa.
All Ghana cocoa.
Flour, sugar.
Oh.
It is fudgy. Yeah.
Really nice, with some nice tea.
With your hibiscus moringa tea.
Really loving. Theia Coffee Shop is at airport off the Patricia Lumumba Road. If you're in Ghana, you're in Accra, outside Ghana, you want to come into Ghana to come visit you in Accra, it's a beautiful place to stop by with your family, friends, and just relax. I'll be showing some videos, some pictures around on the whilst you're watching. Alright guys, so to the next show from Theia Coffee Shop and with Lana.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.